So there's a couple things educators need to think about when they're thinking about programs like ChatGPT. And the first is it's not that great, right? I'm excited by this technology. I think it's fascinating. I think it's the future. I think we're all aligned on that. But it's really easy to read an essay right now that was written by ChatGPT and pick it up pretty immediately that it was not written by a human, right? ChatGPT makes mistakes constantly. ChatGPT has strange syntax and grammar. It's not that hard to go through an essay if you read it relatively closely, which I would assume most educators do, and figure out, yeah, this was written by a computer, not a human. So that's part of it, right? The other thing that's interesting about ChatGPT for education is how it contextualizes information. So I don't think educators have to fear this as much as they have to embrace it. And they can think, okay, what type of prompts can I create to encourage students to be curious? What type of things can I do with this technology to make it more interesting to my students? How can I encourage curiosity and learning, right? You know, this is a much broader topic around education, but if students are just cheating their way through it, what's the point, right? Why are we learning? Why are we doing any of this? If you are just assigning things that students can like type in a prompt to ChatGPT and then walk away, you need to rethink how you're teaching. You need to rethink your pedagogy. And maybe that's what happens. Maybe teachers think, okay, students are turning in these essays that clearly ChatGPT has written for them, and it is what it is, right? How can I teach things in a more interesting way? Or how can I assign different things? Or how can I do different things so that students will engage with this content in different but meaningful ways, right? I mean, I remember when I was younger and Wikipedia came out, teachers lost their minds. Teachers thought, oh God, Wikipedia is the end of the world and you can't use Wikipedia as a source and this and that. And now we just kind of come to accept that Wikipedia is generally a pretty decent source. It's good for research, it's good for information, and I don't think you'd meet a teacher today who thinks Wikipedia is the devil. I think obviously you need to fact check your sources, but I think they've just kind of accepted it. And I think ChatGPT will go along the same lines. And if ChatGPT forces a really big rethink of what modern education is, then I think that's a net benefit. And the other thing that it can do when we bring it back to the metaverse and to voice is how much more interesting would it be to talk to a historical figure, right? To have a conversation with JFK or Lincoln or George Washington or any leader who has reams of information about them already. So you could build a pretty great model of what they would say and ask them questions and engage with them and interact with them rather than what we do now. We watch videos, we read books. Those things are fantastic. I'm a big reader. I will always read novels no matter what. But for students who that might not connect with, right? For students who are visual learners, interactive learners, that's incredibly exciting and incredibly powerful. So I think any teacher that has this sort of baked in fear of a ChatGPT really needs to sit back and rethink, okay, why am I so afraid of this, right? And how can I then change what I'm doing to incorporate this and to make sure that students are still engaged?